This is Gabriel Gonzalez for Cageside Press, and I am here with former Combate Americas lightweight, now making his LXF debut, if I'm not mistaken, Erick Ghost Pepper Gonzalez, who fights Samuel Alvarez on August 7th at the Commerce Casino. First off, Erick, I missed you for the Naciones MMA debut. So for fans who don't know, we spoke. That was my fault. We had some technical difficulties. Now I'm back and I'm here to talk to you. Just let me know, man. I mean, what was that fight like for you? Just you're obviously been out for a while, then you go out there and get the W. What was that like?
It was good. I expected it to be a little bit more of a striking, but I kind of just stuck to the gun plan, stuck to the game plan with that we had decided as with coach, which is take the guy to the ground. I saw his last fight and wasn't too impressed with his ground game, so I knew that I would have the biggest edge on the ground. So I took it there and I finished it there, and overall, I think it was a very dominant performance.
When you talk about that ring rust and the time away, I mean, look, the fact is that's a long time for anybody. And then it's not like you're able to go to the gym like normal as much because of all the COVID. There's obviously just the change in everybody's routine. Can you just talk about the feelings going into the cage? Did you feel, like, hey, this is just like I remember it? Or was there that little bit of, hey, I got to settle in a little more. This is what it felt like. I forgot.
You know, um, there really wasn't too much ring rust. Even though COVID was happening, everybody in my team was doing a really good job of staying clean, and we were getting tested monthly on a monthly basis, and we were training 5 to 6 days a week. So honestly, it made more time for me to train because I didn't also wasn't working my other job, and I was working about 5 to 6 days in that job, which was bartending and serving. It's my side hustle, and it actually created a lot more time for me to be in the gym. Surprisingly, I thought it'd be the opposite effect because gyms were closing down, and I didn't know what was going to go on with our gym. But no, man, there was really no ring rust. I was training every single day, training hard, and I was only getting better. So, I wasn't too nervous or anything about that going up to that fight, and I knew everything that was expected to happen. And it's always fun to fight down south in Mexico, so that was also really exciting. So overall in general, I felt really great going into the fight, and then everything leading up to the fight was going really good as well.
I mean, one of the things I've always appreciated about you, Erick, is that you've never been afraid to just kind of be like, hey, look, the fact is, I am a next generation kind of fighter. I'm going out there, I'm looking to have a fun style. And you can also follow me on Twitch. You can also follow me on other social media. You're trying to be just a very multi-dimensional athlete for 2021. And it kind of brings up my question because you've been at this for a while. And I know that the
Yeah.
Naciones MMA debut, I mean, this is a lot of on the line for you. You want to really show just how good you are, and you wanted people to remember that you're here, that you are out there to be picked up. At this stage of your career, how important is it getting that call? Because yes, LXF is a nice venue and nice promotion, but you're in it to get to the big show. You're in it to go to the UFC and fight the big show, get a call from Bellator and make an impact. How important is it at this stage that, every performance, I need it to be my calling card to the big show?
Well, there definitely is a lot of a pressure, when it comes to knowing that type of thing. I have a good solid record, 13-5. I've never been knocked out. I've never been dropped in any fight. And every performance that I have in the ring has always been some sort of dominance over the next fighter. And whether it's on the ground, whether it's striking, I have it all. And I live up to every expectation that people try to put on me. So it is a big deal for me coming up to this next fight. I have to win this fight. I think that securing this bag and securing this win will do a lot of justice for me to get into the big show. My goal is UFC. I'm not really going to try to settle for Bellator, even though Bellator is an amazing performance. I watch it all the time. And but UFC was what my calling is, man. And I've been working at it. And I told myself I'd hit UFC before I hit 30. And I'm 29. I'm about to hit 30 next year. So I'm on a time crunch, but at the same time, it's not going to stop me whether I make it at the age of 30 or if I make it before the end of this year, which securing this win I think is going to be a big one for me. And I think I need to make it a real fashion statement, like a real fashionably dominant win. I want to knock this guy out, and we're doing everything I can to prepare for it. And I know what's expected from this guy, and it's gonna be a great fight overall. But I just don't see him winning from anywhere. And I'm there to secure the win, man. I don't want anything else. I won't settle for anything less than that.
I mean, can I ask you, you followed obviously, you guys were in Combate Americas together. You've seen a couple of these other guys, your
Mhm.
Gustavo Lopez, Rafa Garcia. There've been, couple that, hey, they've gotten the call up to the big show. Is that a little reassuring? Because I think there was a time where it's like, hey, look, there's too many guys, they can't keep up with everybody. Does it make you feel like, hey, you know what? You've been in there with guys like Rafa, you've seen other guys get shots, like, hey, I'm not far off. Just, one good one to put me over the line. This could really do it for me.
Yeah, seeing especially Rafa, because me and him had a war for the title, which I didn't, unfortunately, lost to a decision. Um, seeing him in there and then seeing him get his first loss was pretty crazy, because he was undefeated, and I'm just I'm ready for anything that UFC needs to bring, man. I think that I think I'm a way better fighter now than I was when I fought Rafa the first time. I was injured going into that camp, but it is what it is. I still took the fight. I knew the precautions and I knew the what could have happened, and unfortunately, shit didn't go my way. But yeah, it is very I understand that I can get in the UFC. I know that I have the potential to be in the UFC, and I know that I can go in there and make the top ranks on these guys. And I've only gotten better. I had a lot of work to do with my wrestling defense, and I've been doing that nonstop. So you're going to see a whole different fighter up and coming for this next fight, and people will be a little bit more pleased with my performances. And I think once I take that into the UFC, people are really going to love me. They're going to see what Ghost Pepper's about, and that I'm not a joke, man. I'm really a high level fighter in all areas, in all aspects of MMA.
I want to ask you about that because I know you got the W at Naciones, but I think probably to a lot of people, they remember your perform. The last time they saw you was the one night tournament, and you had a good fight against Humberto. That one, I felt like could have gone your way. I know that it was just a couple little things that got him that decision, but
Mhm.
that is now 2 years removed. Can you talk a little bit about how you've grown as a martial artist since that fight, and just since that entire, it's not, oh, I had a whole camp for him. You fought 3 times that night, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. So, can you talk a little bit about growing as a martial artist since that one, where we last saw you?
Yeah, man. I mean, COVID happened. That hit pretty big everywhere. That's pretty well known now. Uh,
I might have heard
everybody's
about it.
and everybody's gym did close down. I know a lot of gyms that were closed down, and as far as MMA, it's an all-year sport, man, and UFC was still holding it down for a lot of fighters and a lot of up-and-coming fighters that got potential and chances to fight in the UFC and make a name for themselves during COVID, which is huge. You saw a lot of upcoming names. Uh, but as far as me growing as a martial artist, I think that I've grown the most because of COVID. I was able to not focus on my regular day job and just focus on my what I love to do and what I excel at in my life in my passion for living and my passion for MMA. I think that I've grown so much as far as my ground game has gotten ridiculously good. And as far as striking, I'm only getting better. I'm not saying I'm the best because there's just always going to be someone better out there. But just knowing that, I make myself my own nemesis, and I wish that I go in there with knowing that I can beat myself. If I can beat myself, I can beat anybody. And it's all mental. And I just think that as a martial artist, it's helped me grow, being able to train nonstop for a whole year. It's made me a better man, and it's made me take it way more serious than I ever have because I had the time to do it and I had no excuses, man. There's no work, there's no nothing going on. It was just me and getting to the gym, and that's it. And I think that's what made me grow the most, and that's why I've excelled the most now than I ever have. And it's you can definitely going to see a different side of the Ghost Pepper, a more excelled and a better version of myself. I think that if I met my version of myself 2 years ago, I'd beat the shit out of myself now, knowing who I am.
I think that a lot of people who see you are very excited hearing you say that, which brings up the next question. Samuel Alvarez is next on the list. Can you talk a little bit about how you feel you match up with him in the cage and how you expect this fight to play out?
Um, he did have his two last fights with Combate, so he was staying active, which is really good. I like an active guy. I like a guy that's gonna bring some heat to me, because I love that shit. I love a guy that's gonna just throw down with me, and I see his type of fighting. He's got a really some nice little boxing. He likes to throw that one cross uppercut two, or that 1-2 uppercut cross hook. And then he likes to press on the cage and go for the takedown. He's coming out of the Gracie Academy, so I expect nothing more than slick jits from this guy when we hit the ground. If we hit the ground, I just don't believe that he'll be able to take me down as far when he's faced guys from out of Combate. I've watched their type of styles and I've watched their grappling, and they weren't too impressive in my book. That's just me, my personal opinion. And I think that he worked a little too hard to get takedowns at some points. And a guy with like me who's worked nonstop on my wrestling and just really excelled in that area now. Uh, I don't think it'll hit the ground, and I think he's gonna end up having a strike with me. And I know that he doesn't have enough gas tank to really push hard on for 3 rounds straight for 5 minutes. After I saw his last fight and he was already gassing by the end of the first round, he was sitting there for about 30 seconds before he legitly got up. And I look at that stuff, man. I feed off of that, and if I see you on the ground, you don't get up, I'm gonna go into that second round, and I'm gonna fucking put the pressure, and I'm gonna make sure that that you don't fucking get your energy back, because the more you get tired, the more I feed off of it. And as far as the striking game go, it's gonna be in and out kind of thing. I'm not gonna be in his face just throwing slugs and stuff like that, because I've made a lot of mistakes in the past, tiring myself out and then getting taken down because I'm tired. It's not going to be anything like that. I'm going to go in there with the intention to pick them apart little by little. Kind of like when I fought Tijuana for Combate a while back, like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I want to say. And I really picked that fighter apart, and I think I could have finished him too, but I ended up getting the win. But it's going to be something similar like that, and I don't think he'll be able to touch me with with my type of style and the way that I'm going to bring it on to him. I'm a very diverse everywhere. I like to go southpaw. I like to go orthodox, and I like to take chances while I'm in there. And I've added a lot more elbows to my game from the striking, from standing, and I think it's a lot for me that he's going to have to look out for. He's not going to really what I have to bring to the table, and I think he's underestimating me. For whatever reason, which I don't really care. He tried to call me out on Instagram. It was kind of funny, some weird video, and look back at his stats. And I'm like, man, you got one finish. You shouldn't be making too many call outs here. I have 8 finishes out of 15 fights. I'm a very big finisher, and I think that you're gonna see my hand raised by the end of the night. That's for sure.
Is there still time for Twitch for the new Ghost Pepper?
I have not been streaming as much. I've been so caught up in my fight camp, and I'm normally too tired to stream, and I don't like to stream when I'm tired, because then I don't read my chat, and then it's not
You
as
feel
engaged.
bad.
I feel bad. It's not as engaging. So I just kind of been getting clips and just posting them on Twitter and TikTok, stuff like that. But after this fight, for sure, I'll be streaming again, and hopefully with better news to get to the UFC. I am aware that there's going to be UFC scouts there, so that's pretty big. And I think that if I show up that night and get a huge knockout or a very dominant finish, and they've already been looking at me, it'll establish my position of where I need to go next.
How often do you go to B Dubs? Do all your friends ask you to try that the ghost pepper sauce?
Oh, the
I know one of them. What is it? I know because it's like I saw that and I'm like, were they just hanging out and said, Eric, this is you, the ghost pepper? Like, how
like
often do they ask you to try that kind of really hot sauce that they say, oh, it's made with the ghost pepper?
I actually have a barbecue from a sponsor that I got from my last fight. It's a barbecue ghost pepper. It's actually really freaking good. It's not even like it can get spicy, but it's not too bad. And no, none of my friends really asked me to try a ghost pepper, but I do get a lot of pictures of that one little bag. It's about this big and it has one chip, and it's called the ghost pepper chip. And I've tried that. That shit's actually freaking pretty hot. I'm not gonna lie. And but no, man, if someone takes me up on that offer, I can't say no. So or else I won't live up to my name.
I hear you. Erick, always a pleasure speaking with you. I speak for a lot of people. I'm just glad you're out there getting fights, getting to showcase your skills, because I know it's been tough for some of the guys and girls to get back out there and get fights in the new world
Yeah.
that we've had so far. So congrats that this is going to be your second one back, and just best of luck for a good performance, man. Thank you for the time.
Hey, no, thank you, Gabriel. I appreciate you, man. And I see all your work, so I'm always excited to get an interview with you. So I do appreciate you, man.
Hey, thank you, Erick. And once again, guys, remember August 7th, LXF 5, Erick Gonzalez against Samuel Alvarez. You are not going to want to miss it.